Good morning. Many people have wrong idea or myth about Ketu. Ketu, wheresoever falls, brings a certain depth to your being. For example, if Ketu is falling in the ascendant, then the person itself has a certain depth of understanding. Similarly, if Ketu is in the 7th house, then the person has a certain depth of understanding the requirements of his or her partner. So wheresoever Ketu falls, it brings a certain depth to it. That is the reason Magha, Moola, Ashwini, all the 3 nakshatras of Ketu, they have immense depth. Now, depending on the quality of the birth chart, depending on the moon placement, these nakshatras will manifest. So what I am trying to explain you all is that Magha, Moola, Ashwini, these nakshatras have a certain uniqueness to it. It may appear that these people are mad or they have a lot of madness in them. But let me tell you, it is only through madness that you can experience the divinity. If you have too much of head, too much of intellectualism, you cannot really actually experience the divine. That is why Avatar Meher Baba used to say that it is easy to transform a mad person into an enlightened being. But a sane person is too much intellectual. He or she has too many questions, too many doubts. But a person who is a Ketuish person can jump into the unknown. And to jump, you need a certain madness. Look at this beautiful sea. Ketu has a certain gehrai, depth. Rahu is completely shallow. All head, all intellectuality, lot of noise, and truth can be only found in deep silence. Too much of noise, too much of knowledge. What is knowledge? Knowledge is all gathering. All the gatherings that you have got from the outside is knowledge. So knowledge is always inferior to wisdom, because wisdom is something that comes within you, and that within, that journey within comes by the power, by the blessings of Sri Ketu. And that is why Ketu has always been my favorite. That is why I have written a 500 pages book on Ketu, why Ketu can heal, and it has become a bestseller. So Ketu therefore is very, very important in everybody's life. If you are too shallow, if you are too much into your head, then definitely you have a lot of Rahu influence in your chart. I personally think that most of my subscribers or followers must be having some good placement of Ketu, because my sharings, to understand my sharing, you really need to have that strength of Ketu in your chart. All those people who have ridiculed me or tried to offend me, all those are in the domain of Rahu. Because Rahu wants everything quick. Tell me what happens this planet in that house. That is not how astrology is. Astrology is just like this deep ocean, as you see here. It's so deep, even one life is not enough. But Rahuish people are always in rush. They want to learn astrology just in 1 year or 2 years. That is not possible. You have to spend your whole life as a student. And if you are able to spend your life as a disciple, then there is a greater height to it. Because a student cannot wait for long. A student is very impatient. But a disciple can wait for eternity. A disciple is not in rush. Always remember this. A disciple is not in rush. And before you find a guru, first learn to become a good disciple. That is why it is said that when the disciple is ready, the master appears. And the master can appear anytime, but you have to be ready. And this readiness comes when you start with your journey within, when you start turning inwards, when you focus more on your meditations and chanting. Always remember, when will that moment come is not in your hand, but you can always prepare yourself for that one moment, that moment of enlightenment. And so to all my fellows born with Magha, Moola, Ashwini Nakshatra, whether moon sign or ascendant, as well as all those beautiful fellows having Ketu in prominent placement, prominent houses such as 1st house, 7th house, 4th house, 10th house, and all those fellows having moon with Ketu. Moon Ketu conjunction is a Shiva yoga. But look at the irony that people have called it as a Visha yoga. It is not Visha yoga, my fellows, it is Shiva yoga. But who will understand? Because people are shallow. They just want to label something. But that is not how it is. So as I was walking on this beautiful beach, I thought to share a thought on Ketu. Enough for now. I will be back soon. Jai Sri Ganesha. Jai Guru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.